Welcome. I am the one and only MSJ, Max for short, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is October 10th, 2022. You know what that means? It is day 10 of the 31 Days of Fright horror movie project, year 11. And today's movie for day 10 is Beast, starring Idris Elba, where he goes one-on-one with a rogue lion. But before I dive deep into that, I have to do a few things by asking you to click subscribe, hit the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, and share. You know what all that means. And as well as I have to do a quick review for day 9. There is no official day 9 video due to my priorities being somewhere else. I released the video earlier today explaining why, but I still wanted to at least reveal what movie that I had watched, but I just didn't get a chance to film a review for. It is Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. It's a fun movie. It's a fun enough zombie movie. It's to steal something from Hack the Movies, how they described it. It's perfect. It's fine and fun. You know, it's not going to ruin your childhood. It's a good combination of the first 3 games. Yes, I wish the Mr. X was in there, or the Nemesis was in there. I think the Nemesis is the Nemesis in this. I can't even remember. It is kind of forgettable, to be honest with you. But it's not going to ruin your day. You're not gonna once you turn it off and you're going to be thinking about it for 2 seconds, and it's out of your brain, and then you can move on about your day. And it's not going to ruin your day. So that's about as best I can describe it. The acting's good. The CGI is not that bad. People have dogged on it pretty bad, but I don't think it's that bad. I've seen some worser movies with, bigger budget movies with CGI that looks worse. So, don't go on. Just if it's bad CGI, enjoy it. Just take it in, because today's movie, Beast, is also a very heavily CGI movie, which I'll dive into in about 10 seconds. But just enjoy watching Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. It's not a bad watch. That's the best way I can describe it. It's not a bad watch. So, now, on to day 10, Beast. Like I mentioned, starring Idris Elba, where him and his kids go to Africa to kind of visit the village where their mom and wife, or ex-wife, is from, where she had passed away from cancer, and he's kind of been estranged from the kids, and one of the kids is a very holding a grudge and everything, and so he kind of takes them to Africa to kind of reconnect, and in doing so, a rogue lion is kind of running amok in their little area. The reason why, because the movie starts out pretty strong. It really does. The first 30 to 40 minutes of the movie is really, really good, because you understand the lion's motivation. He's just not some random lion that just he's yep, I'm going to go out killing everybody. No. The poachers kill his pride, and he's the one lion that kind of got away, and so he's taking revenge on, the best way to describe it, on demand. He's mad, and so it's a very valid explanation as to why this lion is doing the things that he says. He's not rabid, or he's infected with something, or he's something, it's they killed his pride. His little group of lions and the poachers, and so it's he's going to take it on men and women and whatever, and so that's the beginning of the movie. And so the movie starts out a little bit more upbeat and everything, and then once they finally go out into the bush, and start to interact and see the other animals out there, and the rhinos, the giraffes, I think they're antelopes. I think that's what they are. Or gazelles, one of the two. I'm not quite sure what those are, but I think they're antelopes. So they're just kind of, just enjoying the sights, and then they come across a village that has been attacked by this lion, and then they meet a survivor, and explains what's going on, and then the lion is still kind of like following that person, so it shows up, and then just chaos. So the whole movie is actually pretty good. It really is. I enjoyed it. Just like Resident Evil, it's a very heavy CGI movie. The acting is not that bad, really not that bad. Idris is not Idris's best acting movie, but I wasn't taken out of it. The kids, they can be a tad bit annoying. I think they are really good at acting. They do have some really good acting moments, but there are some moments where they're very annoying, and they do kind of like, come on kids, just like do what your dad says and be quiet, or stay in the vehicle. That moment in the movie really kind of like irked me a little bit, but like, at least it paid off, like it didn't get anyone hurt or killed or anything like that. But like, yeah. And even one of the kids actually had a really cool moment. Like, she had this really boss moment and against the lion. And it's probably about as well as you can with this kind of movie between a kid and a lion. You're like, it's a quick scene, and it's like, oh yes, cool. But the one scene in this movie that bothers me to no end, that really truly took me out of it, it kind of bothered me a little bit. I don't really like. This hadn't happened in a while with a movie. So there's a sequence in the movie where Idris Elba gets he gets stuck underneath the vehicle. His buddy, he's hurt. He went tracking the lion. He got hurt, and he's stranded a good ways away from the vehicle. And so he gets underneath the vehicle. He has a Trent gun, so they fire single shots, and you have to reload every single time. So his first shot, he screws it up, but it's fine. He's a doctor, so he doesn't know how to use a gun properly. I'll give him that. That's actually a pretty nice touch. They're not immediately a gunsmith, they know how they can line his shot up very well, so I liked it. And so the lion kind of gets Idris Elba's character underneath the vehicle. He's trying to he's protecting himself by kicking and punching and whatever he needs to do, moving underneath the bottom of the vehicle, so he doesn't get eaten, And the kid, there's still one kid in the vehicle. Like, the one kid has gotten out and started to go help his friend, while the one kid is in the vehicle above him yelling. He's like, "Dad, get the gun. Dad, get the gun, blah, 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 blah." But it doesn't sound natural. You can definitely tell that it was shot, or that voice was added in later. I wish it would have, but the way it was shot in one continuous take. That's also really cool about this movie. There's really long takes of them walking and just giving you a good surrounding of everything. Like, it's not really shaky cam. It's done really well in that. I will give that the cinematography for this movie is done really, really well. It's just this particular scene in the movie that just really takes me out of it. And it kind of just, the way it seems, that particular scene seems really cheaply made. The lion CGI, it's okay. It's not spectacular or extremely realistic. It's passable. Okay, it's no Avatar in game, that kind of stuff, but it's no like Birdemic either. So it's very passable, and but it's just that scene with her yelling at her dad, and just the continuous take is pretty cool. If you just take her voice out of it and just kind of ramp up some sound design and stuff like that, that scene would be awesome. There's a scene in Prey where the lead character is kind of trying to fend herself from a bear, and the bear is attacking, and then all you hear is the sound and stuff like that, and the bear growling, and the predator fighting the bear, and splash of the water. That's so cool. That's how this scene should have played out, where it's the line just hitting the truck, making like the dings against the metal, and when the Idris kicks the line, like I want to hear like a really good thud, But it's that scene really bothers me. But then the rest of the movie is actually pretty good, Like the rest of the scenes don't truly. There is like really no moments that really irked me like that particular sequence of the movie. Then they do foreshadow this movie, some sequences coming up at the end of the movie, not heavily, but it's like that's how the movie's going to end, and that kind of bothered me a little bit too. Like I really like to have known, like I just don't like that heavy of foreshadowing. Yes, sometimes it's okay and works if it's done naturally, but this one, it felt like it was going to be, yep, that's how the movie's going to end. Like, we know who character's going to die, we know the kind of the beats and everything, and this is a very formulaic movie, so, but with all that being said about it, I still enjoyed it. It was a fun watch. It did have moments where I was really on the edge of my seat, like especially the sequences in the dark. That's where this movie really was fun, because seeing the lion in the daylight and everything is all good and whatever, but like when you can't see like 2 feet in front of you, and everything is like heavily grown with woods and woods with the plantation there. I can't think of the proper word, but it just whatever, the dead trees and the bushes and everything, and just, yeah, those sequences were good, especially when there's a sequence in the movie where our characters meet the poachers, and they realize that his buddy is kind of enemies with these guys as well, so it causes a rift, and that's when the lion's like, it's my time, and he starts picking these people off left and right, and it's fun. And there is a pretty good good amount of tension in those scenes. But we knew Idris was going to make it. Spoiler, but there was the final battle between Idris and the lion. That was great. I was really on that. I was like, he may not, I'm sorry, but this is very he was going to survive. I'm sorry, but if you know your movies, you know what's going to happen. So that's really all I have to say about this movie. It was a fun watch. Do I regret watching either one of these 2 movies that I talked about? No. Were they fun watches? Yes. So, yeah, just watch them. Just like I did. I popped some popcorn. I got me some good drinks. I think I got what I drank, tea and some Yoo-hoo. Just over the course of 2 movies, of course. But it was just fun. It was just a good night of watching popcorn movies. So that is all. Now on to my ratings for these 2 movies. You got 1 being run-of-the-mill horror, 2 must watch for the group, 3 more than average, but that has nothing to do to the horror genre, 4 helps move the horror genre forward, and 5 being a horror classic. And these 2 are both 2s. They are best watched with the group. I watched them by myself, but I kept thinking of like, oh, my wife would be covering her eyes, especially on Beast. I know she would never watch Resident Evil, but she would definitely watch Beast, and I just know that there's, like I mentioned, the sequences in the dark. She would be like, just tell me when it's over. And so that's how I usually know that's a good way of knowing that the tension is pretty good in the movie. And so that is really all I have to say about these 2 movies. Tomorrow, I will be starting the second chunk of the Puppet Master movies. I cannot wait to start 4, 5, and 6. And this month has been so much fun. I'm going to give a quick shout outs to the 13th Wolfman, I Am the Ice Lord, Jennifer Toshi, BAQ, Basic Autumn Queen, Terrence McWanna, Echo, Moods, Double Shot J. I totally forgot Tony Nine Fingers was doing it this year. Who else you got? Outside the Nine, the Entertainment Hideout. That's Nanette. Like, everyone's doing very different things this month. Like, you know, a lot of us are doing the 31 days. Some people are doing stream watch-alongs. Oh, man. Like, this year has been one of my favorites. These last couple of years of doing the 31 days has been a lot of fun. This year may be top 2 for sure. It's just been a lot of fun with everybody. So that is all. I hope everyone has a very spooky season, continuing to have a very spooky season for the rest of the month. I am the one and only MSJ, Max for short, and all I can really say is thank you.